Hi everyone, this is Teresa Miller with the M&M Team Realty, and I want to take a few minutes to talk to you just as I promised that I would do. I'm going to start making videos so that I can talk to you guys every Sunday about various real estate topics. So let's get started, and we're going to talk about our topic for today. So today we're going to talk about buyer's letters. And what does that mean? Okay, so let's talk about that. Right now, the market is just amazing. There's so many offers, so little houses. What do? You want to stand out and you want to let the seller know that you're the best candidate for this home. You want the seller to fall in love with you. You want your offer to be accepted. You've done everything that you can do. First, you have your pre-approval letter. Second, you have written a terrific offer. You have gone over the list price. You've got all of your financials, your bank statement, your proof of funds. You've done everything. Well, guess what? Just like you've done everything, there's a very strong possibility that 15 other people have done that exact same thing. So how does the seller know which offer to pick and how to pick the best offer and what's going to work? Well, let me tell you. What has happened in the past is the buyers would write what we as real estate brokers and agents call a buyer's love letter. A buyer's love letter. This is a letter that would allow you to stand out. You may include something about your family. You may be talking about why this home is the best home for you. You may include a family photo. You may include pictures that or describe that you're a disabled veteran or that you work at a certain location. You're looking for your kids to go to a certain school. There are many things that you could do that up until recently seemed very innocent and it seemed to be okay. Well, guess what? What the potential has, that what could happen is that the buyer may be inadvertently led and attracted to your letter based on something that you wrote in the letter, which could be considered protected classes and characteristics. So I have this quick guide that just came out from the California Association of Realtors, and I want to read a little bit to you and then explain as we go along. So let's start with the first question. The first question says, what is a buyer interest letter? Also known as buyer's love letters or just buyer's letters. These are personal letters written by the buyer, often with photos attached in the hope that the buyer's offer will stand out amongst the many that a seller may have received. And I know that in the past you guys have been writing these letters. So the next statement talks about what are the potential problems with buyer's letters. These letters can reveal information about a buyer, such as the below protected classes and characteristics, which I'm going to tell you about in just a few minutes, that should not be considered by the seller in choosing among competing offers. Sometimes these considerations can be inadvertently occur in the decision-making process because of a person's unconscious or implicit biases. So now you may say, hey Teresa, what are unconscious or implicit biases? I'm so glad you asked that question. Let me tell you what it is. And if it's not overt, what can be done about it? Every person has their own set of life experiences. And sometimes based on these experiences, assumptions are made about a group of people or individuals belonging to those groups or having certain characteristics. Applying those assumptions, whether intentional or not, can result in unlawful discrimination. Recognizing that one can be influenced by unconscious or implicit bias can allow one to consciously make the effort to avoid making decisions based on those biases if they concern protected classes or characteristics. I bet you're thinking just like me, up until we had this conversation at my association meeting and we were discussing this with our attorneys, we never thought about it. We thought the letters are harmless. They're not going to hurt anybody. I'm just telling you why I like this house, why I want to live here. I want to raise my family, and I want to bring my dog and my 2 cats and my 4 kids and my husband, and we're all going to live as one big happy family, right? Very interesting. So here are the protected classes and characteristics. And with everything that has been going on this past year, we really want to be conscious and think about what it is that we're doing. So protected classes and characteristics include race, color, ancestry, national origin, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, marital status, familiar status, source of income, disability, medical condition, citizenship, primary language, immigration status, military veteran status, age, criminal history, and any arbitrary determination. That's a lot of things, isn't it? And I know that when we write these letters, when the buyers write the letters, when the sellers receive these letters, sometimes some of those things are put in there. And it's by mistake, it's not on purpose. So let me talk to you. This is for sellers and also for buyers. What can a seller do to discourage buyers' letters in the context of real estate? Sellers who want to avoid even the appearance of impropriety and avoid any risks associated with unconscious bias can instruct their agent in writing not to present such letters or not to present any offers that is accompanied by such letters. So for example, you're my buyer and you want the seller to read your letter, and you've given me this letter, and I have the letter. I'm ready to put it with the packet of all the other documents and disclosures and send it over to the listing agent. The listing agent may call me, text me, or email me back, and she will say, Teresa, my seller has instructed me not to present any personal letters. My seller wants to base their decision based on the facts, your qualifications, the offer that you made, your financial data, your pre-approval letter, just the facts. Remember Dragnet? I think it was Dragnet. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Just like that. Now, you may be saying, well, doesn't a real estate agent have a fiduciary duty to present all offers received? What can the agent do to discourage buyers' letters? Well, there are a couple of things. We're not discouraging the letters. We are allowing the sellers to have an informed consent to make the best decision. And it says right here, it says a real estate license has a duty to present all offers received unless otherwise instructed in writing by the sellers. If a seller gives instructions not to present to the buyer any letters that the buyer has sent, the seller's agent, which could be me if I'm representing the seller, or it could be someone else if they're representing the seller, telling the seller's agent can include a statement. We can write a statement which is in our multiple listings. That's where everyone goes to look at homes, look at houses. It's called the MLS. We can go there to look at the private remarks that the agents have written to us. That's one of the things. And the statement could go something like this. Per seller's instructions, buyer's letters that accompany an offer will not be presented. If a buyer's letter cannot be separated from the offer, the entire offer should be returned to the buyer or the buyer's agent. Even if the agent is following the seller's instructions, the agent should disclose to the seller that there was an offer received with the buyer's letter and returned to the buyer or the agent per the seller's instructions. So what does that mean? That means you're going to be my buyer, I'm going to represent you, and you're going to say, Teresa, I really want to write this letter. And I'm going to have this list that I just shared with you, and I'm going to give you all of the facts as to what the new law says and why you should not write those letters, what are the ramifications if those letters are written, And then if you insist on writing the letter, I'm going to contact the listing agent. I'm going to find out what are the instructions from the seller on receiving those letters, and then I'm going to follow the rules. So I hope this bit of information has been helpful for you. My goal is to do this every Sunday. So if you like the information, if you have ideas of things that you would like for me to talk about, please comment below. And I'd really like for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click the button up there. I'm going to have some other videos that you're going to want to watch. Please explore my YouTube channel. For those of you guys that are on Facebook, if you join in with me and you have questions that you want, please write them in the comments. I will answer them after I finish the live. If you're looking at me on Instagram and you're watching live, please comment below at whichever time you're watching this video. Comment below at whichever time you're watching this video, and I will respond to all of your